These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Mark Z via PDK. The U.S. Treasury requests Iraqi cooperation to limit funding for armed factions. Mark Z says this is all part of what's going on as Iraq cleans up. And yesterday, again in Iraq, they started openly talking about the exchange rate and the value of the dinar. TLM 724 article quote, the Bank of Jordan links Iraq through an electronic system with 4 Arab countries. Iraq is linked to an electronic system with 4 Arab countries, while indicating that the central bank is making great efforts to develop the banking sector in Iraq. And I believe they're moving at a very good speed to shorten the time gap to reach the ranks of developed countries with these services. All right, walking stick, Iraqi bank friend Aki update. This is the monetary reform roadmap for the next couple of weeks. January 29th, a banking campaign was started to release deeper education about the monetary reform to Iraqi citizens. Either Thursday or Friday, the Minister of Planning, the Minister of Finance, the Governor of the Central Bank of Iraq, and the Prime Minister Sudani are all going to be receiving the flow down of information regarding the new currency that is to be released and a new exchange rate for that new currency. Also, the Erbil Stock Exchange, ESX, and the Iraqi Stock Exchange, ISX, have completed their link up of international platforms. They are done and going live at any moment. Militiaman says you're not going to lop your currency, you're just not going to do that to your currency. Elementary school math will not allow Iraq's budget at 1310 to do any of this. Investments, reforms, reconstruction projects, etc. Mark Z via PDK says my Iraqi contacts have said the CBI sent the new rates to the government. So the rumor is the CBI has released the rates to the Iraqi government. I've heard similar things from US bankers that all rates are now set and fixed. So in my opinion, it's any moment. A number of contacts are still remaining silent because they have signed an NDA. All right, Pimpy says you've got a lot of people going, yeah, man, this next budget, they're going to increase the value of the dinar when they're now talking about possibly devaluing the Iraqi dinar. That's not set in stone, but it's something they're contemplating. I'm not saying they're going to do it. I'm just saying it's on their mind. It really depends on how far down oil prices drop. Frank 26 Iraq boots on the ground report Firefly. Big campaign to get citizens to trust the Iraqi banks starting today. And this was yesterday on the 1st. Frank says, this is the last part of the monetary reform education. Congratulations. Claire has an article, quote, advisor to the Prime Minister. The financial situation in Iraq is stable and sound. Advisor to the Prime Minister for Financial Affairs, Mazar Mohammed Saleh, confirmed on Thursday that the future outlook for the financial situation in Iraq is stable, while indicating that oil market indicators are still more than 10% above the price specified in the budget until now. All right, Sandy Ingram, Reuters article, quote, Iraq's Kataib Hezbollah says it suspends attacks on U.S. forces. Iran-aligned Iraqi armed group Hezbollah announced on Tuesday the suspension of all its military operations against U.S. troops in the region in a decision aimed at preventing embarrassment of the Iraqi government, the group said. All right, Walking Stick says all these meetings that the CBI had with all these agencies that were helping them with their monetary reform are done. All the things that Iraqi bank friend had to do in order to qualify to exchange the 3-0 notes into American dollars is done. International platforms that were needed in order to do electronic transfers is done. Militiaman says we all know the progress is amazing. Article quotes central bank governor says we prevented banks and companies from obtaining the dollar, and the work on electronic platform will end during the current year. He didn't say at the end of the year, he said it's going to end during the currency year. Militiaman says that electronic platform is where you get the dollar that goes to a parallel market, which is smuggled out of the country. He's going to cease that. Could that come at any time? That very well could come at any time because tomorrow is during the current year. I believe Allah is on a mission. All right, Frank 26 says the month of January was a month to implement, restore, complete the monetary mechanism that's being used to add value to the Iraqi dinar. That's what I sincerely felt January was about. Lastly, I have Mountain Goat with an article quote, "The Finance Committee responds to the U.S. sanctions. Let us sell oil in currencies other than the dollar. Quote, imposing sanctions on Iraqi banks would undermine and obstruct the steps taken by the central bank to adjust the stability of the dollar exchange rate and reduce the selling gap between the official and parallel rates." Mountain Goat says the truth finally comes out. This is what's causing the inability of the CBI to take the necessary steps to adjust the stability of the dollar exchange rate. If the CBI, did this diversification, it would adjust the parallel market rate very quickly and then ...